Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam and I'm here today with an exciting tutorial where I show you how to create a fantastic sticky header for your WordPress website. And the best part is that we'll be using completely free tools to achieve this. But before we dive in, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming WordPress tutorials and valuable tips. A sticky header is an element that stays fixed at top of the page as users scroll down. It not only adds a touch of professionalism to your site's website, but also enhances user experience and makes navigation a breeze. In this tutorial, I'll be using a combination of free plugins for WordPress, as well as the Elementor page builder. So without further ado, let's hop over to our WordPress dashboard. If you haven't already done so, please install WordPress to your website, and we can follow one of my other tutorials on how to build this specific website, as well as other tutorials on full website designs. So let's jump over to the next section. We are on our dashboard over here, and keep in mind that everyone's dashboard may look a little bit different, but we all have the same basic menu items on the left and on the top. So to create our sticky header over here, we're going to need to install two plugins. So I'm going to go on the left hand side to my plugin tab, and I'm going to click on Add New, and I'm going to search for one that's called ElementsKit, one word, and we're going to choose this one over here, ElementKit's Elementor add-ons. We can see that there's over 1 million active installations with a 5-star rating. So let's go ahead and click on Install Now. And at the same time, I'm going to click on Activate. And we can see that the ElementsKit Lite has been installed and is activated. So let's go back to our Add New plugin button. And the second plugin that we need to search for, I'm going to start typing sticky space header. And it's going to be this one over here, the sticky header effects for Elementor. Once again, there's over 200,000 activations with a 4.5-star rating. So I'm going to click on Install Now. And once again, I'm going to click on Activate. We see here that the sticky header effects for Elementor has now been updated. Now that we have these plugins installed, we're going to go ahead to the left-hand side on Appearance and then on Menus. And once we're here, we're going to come to the next step, which is going to be creating a menu for our sticky header. On this menu page, we're going to have to find in the section over here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We can see that there is a Create a New Menu button. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I'm going to zoom out. First off, we need to give the menu a name. I'm going to call this Sticky Menu. Okay, I'm going to ignore the rest of the options over here. For now, I'm going to simply create menu. I'm going to click this button. Perfect. And now that we're here, we can see that we are editing the sticky menu. We can choose to select another menu that we want to edit, but for now we're going to keep editing the sticky menu. And it comes time now to start adding our pages. So if I go back to my website in my other tab, we can see that we have a home, biography, my work, and contact. We also have a few social icons and a logo, which will come into edit later. But for now, the pages we are interested in is home, biography, my work, and contact. So let's go back to the menu settings. And on the left hand side here, we can see that we have options to add all kinds of elements to our menu. But for now, we're going to click on View All underneath the Pages tab. And I'm going to add home, biography, my work, and contact. When I click on Add to Menu, we can see that our order is a little bit incorrect. We simply need to drag this element up. So now we have the order of home, biography, my work, contact. If we go back to the website, home, biography, my work, and contact. Now that this menu is complete over here, once again, I'm going to ignore all the buttons and I'm going to click on Save Menu. We have the confirmation that sticky menu has been updated, as well as our pages over here are in the correct order. Now for the next step, we're going to need to go into the ElementsKit tab on the left hand side. I'm going to click that. And we're going to come to this page where there is a simple configuration to do, which I will show you step by step how to get to our sticky menu settings in the next section. If you've made it this far into this tutorial and are enjoying the content, please consider liking and leaving any comments in the section below regarding this specific video or any other videos on my channel. Consider subscribing as well, as it will encourage me to continue creating awesome videos for everybody on YouTube. So now that we're on the configuration page, we can leave the basic settings applied. And as we scroll down for this specific tutorial, what is important is that this header footer module is enabled, which it is. And we can continue scrolling down and click on Next Step. Here they are requesting an email if you would like to join a newsletter and stay updated with their website and their company, but you can simply click on Next Step to ignore. Once again, there are other free plugins to try out. I'm going to click on Next Step to skip. And once again, they have their own tutorial if you would like to learn about their website and company, which I'm going to skip for this tutorial. And also I'm going to unselect this Share Non-Sensitive Diagnostic Data. I'm going to click on Next Step. Once again, I'm going to click on Next Step. And we are at the end. I'm going to click on Save Changes. And now that we have our ElementsKit configured, I'm going to go back to the left-hand side of my settings over here. Now I'm going to click on Header Footer. From here, we're going to need to go to the top left-hand side and click on Add New. We're going to create a template for our header. We need to give it a title, And in this case, I'm going to give it a title of StickyHeader. The type is going to be a header. The conditions, we will have it on the entire site. And for now, I'm going to leave this as deactivated. So I'm going to leave this off until we are finished with our design and configurations. And at the last step, I'm going to activate and we will be able to see our sticky header. So for now, I'm going to click on Save Changes. So we can see here now that we have our sticky header template that has been created, which is of type header. And as we wanted, it is inactive. The next step is to actually create and edit this header. And for that, we need to click on Edit button underneath the header template. And from here, it is a little bit grayed out, but there is a Edit Content button we are going to click. And if you notice, this brings us into Elementor, because yes, we're going to be creating our sticky header using Elementor. So stay tuned for the next section, and I'm going to go step by step into how to create your beautiful menu. Now that we're in Elementor, I can go ahead and close this navigator button over here. It will not be needed in this video. For this specific sticky header, we're going to need to click on this button over here, which is a Add ElementsKit template. You can of course build your menu from scratch or choose one of these templates. So let's go ahead and click on that. And from here, we can see that ElementsKit has supplied us with a bunch of different kinds of templates. So I'm going to click on Sections tab. And from here, the category, I am going to find in, I believe, the 4th column, there is a header. Let's click on that. And we can see that there is a selection of a few header templates that are free. The free ones will say Insert. However, the premium ones will say Go Premium. But we have a nice selection of free ones. And you can hover over the actual image and click on this preview icon, and we can see that our menu would look like this. If we want to, they have different options as well. I believe that this one looks closer to our original menu over here. So let's go ahead and select this one. So I'm going to click on Insert. And as we can see, we have a basic template for our menu, which includes an image, an ElementsKit's navigation menu, as well as some social icons. So first things first, let's go ahead and add our menu. So let's click on Edit ElementsKit. And the ElementsKit nav menu settings on the left, we're going to have to select our menu from a drop-down list. In this case, our sticky menu that we created. Don't be alarmed, we're going to edit all these colors as well to match our original design. But for now, we can see we have our home, biography, my work, contact. Here on the left-hand side, we're going to upload our logo. So let's click on this edit image. I'm going to choose an image from our library because I've already uploaded this in a previous video, which is going to be over here. I'm going to click on select. Here we have our logo that appeared. The image size, as usual, I'm going to set to full. And eventually we'll be able to play around with the alignment as well as other settings, such as the width, the height, and some margins and padding if needed. Likewise, on the right-hand side, if we want to match my original menu, which only had Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, if I go back to my Elementor tab and I click on Edit Social Icons, I want to have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So I can go ahead and remove LinkedIn by clicking on the X. We can see it disappears. I can also remove Dribble. And if for whatever reason I deleted Instagram by mistake, we can see it disappeared. I can go back to Add Item on the left, and I will click on the title over here. Sorry. And we'll change the label to Instagram, as well as the icon by clicking on Icon Library, either by finding it in all of the icons or by searching in my icons for Instagram. Here is an appropriate logo. I'm going to click on Insert. And now we have our Instagram logo. We can see that it is a little bit thin compared to the other ones. So let's perhaps select another one by going to Instagram. This one seems thicker. Insert. And we need to make sure that all the colors are the same. If we go to Twitter, we can see that the color is a hexa value of 11111. And if I go back to Instagram settings, I can change this to 111111. Now we're at the same colors. And I can go ahead and click on Update. So for now, I'm going to keep it like this, and I'm going to activate just in order to see how it appears and behaves on our website. But actually, before we do that, one last step that I forgot, perhaps the most important step, we need to edit this section in order to behave in a sticky manner. And for that, we're going to need to click on the Edit Section button over here. Once we're in the Edit Section settings on the left, we're going to need to go to the Advanced tab. And from here, we can see that a new menu sub-item has appeared, which is the Sticky Header Effects. I'm going to open up this drop-down menu, and I'm going to simply click on Enable. Once this is enabled, we can see that there's a warning over here. It can honestly be ignored, as long as some settings, which we will get into if needed after reviewing the preview. We can change the background color after the scrolling has taken place, which we will keep in mind, as well as some border, shrink, and other color settings. But most importantly, we have it enabled. I'm going to click on Update. I'm going to go back to my website, and from here we'll go back to my dashboard. And on the left hand side, once again, I'm going to scroll down to ElementsKit, header and footer. I will need to change this inactive to active. So I'm going to click on Edit. From here, I will click on Activate, Deactivate. It is now activated. I will save changes. I'm going to click Away. And from here, the next step is to actually set this menu to our primary menu. And in order to do that, I will need to go to Appearance and Menu. Now that we're in Appearance and Menu, we will go to Manage Locations. And from this section, we will scroll to our primary menu. And instead of primary, we will select our sticky menu. Click on Save Changes. And let's open up our website in a new tab. Right off the bat, we can see that our header is not transparent as it once was, as well as the colors being incorrect. However, when we start to scroll, we can see that our menu remains sticky, rather the header remains sticky, but it is transparent and does not really fit with the rest of our website over here. So in this section, I'm going to show you how to edit basically all the colors, be it the button colors for the menu or the background colors for the whole header. So let's leave this tab open and let's go back to our Elementor tab where we are editing our sticky header. First things first, in our settings over here, if we scroll down, there's an option for transparent header. I'm going to enable this, click on Update, go back to my website and hit refresh. So already this has helped us with the background over here. It is now transparent as it once was. And in order to fix the problem of perhaps creating a background once we start scrolling, we're going to need to go back to the Elementor settings, and here background color, if we read it correctly together, it says choose what color to change the background to after scrolling. So let's enable that, and from here we can choose a color from the color picker. We can also choose one of our global colors. So let's go back to our website for a moment and let's decide. So once we scroll, what kind of background would we like over here? Perhaps black would be an appropriate color, or a dark gray. So let's go back to our Elementor tab. And instead of black, I have a kind of a dark gray moving to red that I kind of like. Here, if we click on Update and we go back to our website and I hit refresh, we can see now that the regular position of the menu, we have a transparency, and the moment we start to scroll, we now have a dark gray, almost maroon color that stays with us throughout the website. I'm curious here to change the colors of these buttons. I can also change the width of this menu. And I can also change at what point will the menu change to a sticky menu. Perhaps I only want to do it once it reaches a certain point. So let's go back to our edit sticky headers Elementor page, and we can start changing the colors over here. I'm going to click on edit the ElementsKit nav menu. From here, I will go to style. Here we have settings for the height and padding. What I'm interested in is the colors of the buttons. So let's click on the menu item style over here. Here we have the normal, hover, and active, as we did previously. And for this normal, let's change the color to a white by clicking on this custom button here, and let's go to theme color 3, which is FFF. Perfect. Hover, we can change to our theme color 1, as well as the active, we can change to theme color 1. From here, we can also change the typography to match our previous menu. So I will need to go into style and find the menu item style. And under typography, I can click on edit. And for this specific font, it is going to be Montserrat. Perfect. So now we can see that the font has updated. I would also like to shrink this logo a little bit. So let's click on this edit image over here, go into style, and I can lower this value of width to maybe 150 pixels. And I would like to change these icons over here. Let's click on edit social icons and go into style. And I would like to change the color of these icons. And in order to do that, it might have to be under content, and one by one I will click on Facebook, for example. There will be a normal color and a hover color. So for normal, let's select white, and for hover, let's select our theme color 1. So we can see that our Facebook icon is correctly changing colors. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same for Twitter. I will change the normal color to white, hover to theme color 1, and Instagram, change normal to white and hover to theme color 1. Now let's click on update. Let's go back to our website over here and click refresh. And let's scroll all the way up to the top. So this is our normal website menu header over here. Colors look good to me. And the moment we start to scroll, we can see that our background changes and sticks to the page, regardless of which page we go to. Since we've set it to appear on our whole website, we can see that regardless of the page, we now have our sticky header. There's one more setting I want to show you before we end this tutorial. If we go back to Elementor here, and we click on our edit section, in advanced, we go to sticky header effects. Here we're able to choose the scroll distance to enable the sticky header effects. Remember that the settings below will not be applied until the page is scrolled the distance set above. Right now it's set to 60 pixels. Let's see what happens if I were to increase this to perhaps 200 pixels. Okay, so now we're at 200 pixels. I'm going to click on update, and I'm going to go back to my website and hit refresh. So now if you notice, we can start to scroll, and only when we reach the 200 pixel mark will our sticky header appear. So let's go back and exaggerate this value. Instead of 200, let's do 1000. Okay, and hit update. And once we go back to our website and hit refresh, we can see that our sticky menu will only appear after 1000 pixels. So this gives us, for instance, on our homepage, the opportunity to not interrupt our viewing of what we want our users to see. And as we scroll down, eventually our sticky header appears here. And let's say we go to my work tab, my work page. Likewise, the sticky menu is only going to appear after 1000 pixels, and before that it will disappear. And that's a wrap for today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video where I walked you through the steps of creating your very own sticky header by being able to place a menu and other items that you wish. I showed you how to install the ElementsKit as well as the sticky header plugins needed to create this header over here, as well as how to change the settings to match colors, sizes, and pixels in order to appear after scrolling. If you've liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. It really encourages me to continue creating awesome content for my viewers and everyone else on YouTube. If you're curious to see how I created this website and built it, I have a full tutorial that I will leave in the description and you'll be able to check out, as well as links to some other videos. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. It encourages me to create more and more content for everyone out here. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will be sure to answer every single one of you. Until next time, my name is Sam. Thank you.